Hello, my YouTube friends. So, today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about my youngest daughter who has problems with her stomach. So, she's been tested for everything under the sun as far as anatomically. So, she is good and normal, which means that she has reflux and she has intolerances to soy and milk, as well as an allergy to oranges, which is a little bit more severe. So in this one, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about what is an intolerance versus an allergy, what that means, and how the reactions are different. So we went to a picnic yesterday, and there was a lot of kids running around, and my youngest is like a little daredevil. Like, she climbs up on things and runs around, and like, if you are not constantly watching her, she's gonna get something. And usually it's something she's not supposed to have. I saw some icing on her arm yesterday, and icing has dairy in it most of the time, and if not the icing, the cake has dairy in it, or soy, one or the other. Soy is one of those things that it hides in like everything. So I was joking around with my family members and saying like, oh well, we'll see, if she has gotten something, because an intolerance, unlike an allergy, your stomach reacts to it. Your gastrointestinal system doesn't know how to process it effectively. So that's why you then get a lot of belly pain, diarrhea, bloody mucousy stools, vomiting. It's a lot of gastrointestinal symptoms, because basically your system for some reason is just not able to tolerate it. This is very common for babies and younger children, and most of the time, even if people have an allergy to milk, they grow out of it. And intolerances are usually grown out of also. The general rule of thumb is that they will do a milk challenge, okay, which is like where you eat something that's baked with milk, and then like a week later you'll drink like actual like milk out of a cup. And then if they fail the challenge, which mine has never had to do a challenge because we do impromptu ones, when we're feeling funny, then they come back 6 months later and they do it again. So that's generally what they do with intolerances. Now we're going to be going to see an allergist here in August, and we'll see more about like, does she have intolerances? Does she have allergies? Because sometimes people with allergies can react to like intolerances if they're not severe. So there is kind of like a fine line between the two, but one is more your GI symptoms versus with your anaphylactic shock, where you eat a peanut and your throat starts to close, your tongue starts to swell, you might get hives around your lips, or mouth might start to swell. So like that's more of an anaphylactic reaction, and that's going to be like your true allergic reaction. And those are the people who carry the EpiPens. Now, my daughter has more of that kind of allergy to oranges. She gets hives around her lips and her mouth. Her lips start to swell. Like, that's her true allergic reaction, which they won't test for again down the road. Now, she was allergic to it when she was about 2 or 3 months old. I'm not sure how old. And we never gave it to her again. And sometimes babies are weird in that they're like allergic to something, and then, they develop an ability to eat it. But thankfully, with the allergy testing that we're going to get, we're probably going to know what she can and cannot have from blood work, and not from us testing and being like, ooh, let's just have some epinephrine sitting nearby because we want to figure out if you really do have an allergic reaction to those oranges or not. I'm not willing to take that risk. So we're going to have to see about that. But I did just want to really display for you guys how serious, even though it's just an intolerance, how serious it is. And that if you do have family members that are talking to you about a child that has an intolerance or an allergy, please do not give them that food. Please do not. I know that there are other people who believe that like allergies are like attention seeking or whatever. You know, that's just ridiculous. So please, if you know that the child has issues with food, which that is totally the parent's job, is to let everybody know, like, hey, this child cannot have this, and please, you know, be on the lookout if they do have something that might have that ingredient in it. Please make sure that they don't eat it, which of course is, I guess it's more of a community thing. Just don't try it. Don't test it. Like, I'm a part of a community with other allergy moms, and there are so many moms that post about how their family members, you know, believe that the child just needs to eat more of it, or like they just ate too much of it before and just a little bit will be okay this time. Like, that's ridiculous, guys. And you obviously don't understand what it is to have an allergic reaction or why you have an allergic reaction if you just think a little bit doesn't count. I just wanted you guys to see the reality of what an intolerance looks like and how devastating it can be to a family to have that child get that thing that they are intolerant to. Because for days, she is going to be sick and she's not going to feel well and she's going to be crying uncontrollably, and we're going to be giving her ibuprofen and we're going to be giving her ranitidine and we're going to be giving her all this stuff that we can to make her comfortable, and she's still going to be really uncomfortable and she's still not going to feel well. And of course she's a baby, so like it's not like we can tell her, you know, hey, you can't eat this. She doesn't understand that. It's up to us, and it's up to the community of all of us to make sure that if there is a child that has issues, that, you know, we're all kind of looking out. Because even though I like to believe I'm super mom, I'm not. And she is a little daredevil, and she like runs all over the place all the time. So my eyes are not on her 24/7, you know. I don't know anybody who keeps their eyes on their children 24/7 as far as like if they're at an event or whatever, that looking at them and you're watching out for them, but you're not constantly being vigilant. You know, you're hoping that your partner, your husband, your other family members whom you trust are helping you with that vigilance so that you don't have to be constantly hovering over that child. Anyways, I'm just going to give you a snippet of the life of an intolerant child getting that. Here it goes. For some reason, I look like I'm a villain in some kind of video. And nothing will help her. Except for ibuprofen and her not eating that food. There's Cadence. Now you know.